What is up? It is Parrish Tempe, Parrish TTMPPED, TTMPPED, and we are back with another video. As you can tell, I have my handy dandy notebook with the topics of today's video, which is going to be about Trump. Because recently, I had this a doctor put me in my clinic, where I get my medication from and everything like that, and they were telling me how I have to start considering, you know, either upping my supply and just making sure that I'm backed up and really up to date with everything because we don't know where the country's gonna go. And I'm like, I knew this was coming, but I feel like I don't know how to explain it. It was just one of those things where I feel like we've been chilling so far that I'm like, well, let me rephrase that. I've been chilling so far that I guess it was like it's gonna be cool, but people around me have been not being able to get their medication. They're being denied a lot of stuff, and I'm like, now here I am. So it's just one of those things where I want to kind of share with y'all what I've been learning and doing to handle this kind of stuff, so that y'all don't have to worry. Because I feel like a lot of this, it'll create worrying. And when she said that, all I can think was, who the hell am I gonna be? Like, how am I gonna survive? Do I need to leave the country? Like, how am I going to be able to continue on with life? This is who I am. Like, and for someone to tell me this is false and try to control my fate is beyond me. Now, a lot of the people in ballroom, they're very included in, with the clinics and stuff like that, which I appreciate because they have a lot more information in terms of resources. And one of my friends were telling me, like, hey, if anything happens in the state that you're getting your stuff from, just come over here to New York. There's a lot of reliable places that have been reliable even when there was nothing. It's just that mental space where you're just like, you can't really predict how your future's going to go because of someone else. It just feels like uncomfortable. And it kind of felt like I'm going backwards after running forward, I feel like whatever you can get your insurance to handle, like, y'all should situate that shit right the fuck now. Like, if you want any kind of surgeries that, your insurance will, even if it takes a lot, all this paperwork and therapy sessions, and you gotta do a lot of work to get what you need, but I'm realizing, time is of the essence, definitely if you're in America, and we have to be mindful that shit might get cut. So, if you can utilize your resources now in terms of, like, support financially, utilize them. If not, insurances, look for grants, like, contact different clinics and see if they have any kind of scholarships. You'd be surprised. One time, my clinic told me, hey, we have a scholarship for black trans men. Do you want to use it? I was like, absolutely. It's very cool, and it made me realize, like, oh, like, I don't know how to explain it. You just got to realize you have to kind of reach out to find those resources rather than wait for them to come to you, because we're in a world where they're trying to hide this. They don't want us to survive, and it sucks, but it's the truth. Now, personally, I go on Amazon for, like, needles, syringes, and all that stuff. So if you need, like, that kind of supplies, like, I think you should continue using those kind of platforms. Don't rely on, like, your clinics to give them to you. I think, go get them, kind of figure out, the size of the gauge and everything like that, and just order it in bulk and you'll be saving a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? You'll be saving a lot of money. So, get your testosterone or get your estrogen or whatever from the clinic and stuff like that, and whatever else you need to get from stores. Save your money and save that routine of relying on something that might not be there. And it will, but I'm just saying, And it also helps with just, like, not always having to rely on them all the time, because over time it's going to be more and more people in there, and waiting lists get longer. You're not going to be able to get your needles right on. Like, I remember one time I had no needles, and I was trying to order them, and they were like, we don't, like, it was a lot going on. I was so stressed, and that's when I learned I can get that shit on Amazon. I don't know, sometimes the littlest things be like, it don't even be in our mental space, because we be stressed. There be a lot going on. Waiting lists get longer. You're not going to be able to get your needles right on. Like, I remember one time I had no needles, and I was trying to order them, and they were like, we don't, like, it was a lot going on. I was so stressed, and that's when I learned I can get that shit on Amazon. I don't know, sometimes the littlest things be like, it don't even be in our mental space, because we be stressed. There be a lot going on. Handle your IDs. Like, if you want to get that M or F, get that shit the fuck now. I mean, some states won't allow you to, but if you want to at least take the picture and how you look now, because I'm learning personally, like, I'm being, maybe this is biased, but I don't think they'd be looking at the M or F. I mean, yes, like, if you if you're not, like, if you feel you're not passing as well, sometimes, like, they may be more observant and judgmental, but I feel like just go about your life, like, dress it how you want in that ID picture, so that when they look, they'll just look at your name and your ID and the birthday. They won't be over, like, it's just a person with a job. Like, you gotta stop seeing them as in control of how your life goes. But I feel, though, that you should at least up to date how it looks. Like, you don't want to be like a whole different person in your fucking ID picture, because I feel like at that point it just really slams and puts in your face that, you know. So update the picture. If you can't, update the gender marker. Update, you know, just try to get things updated, because maybe I just have a good feeling is if it's all updated, when things go left, you'll have proof of who you are, you know, because sometimes this world wants to put us the world wants to put us in a box. And I'm not trying to say fit the box, but I'm saying, like, if you are trying to be in a box, you got to start working your way to kind of building that foundation. Get a passport. Now, I've had a passport for years because I needed one to go on this trip when I was in college. So, like, look, I didn't know that going on that trip, like, has saved my life for years, because now I have that, you know, my passport. Now, unfortunately, my passport, like, the picture is old. I mean, I look how I look now, but I'm, like, bald. So when people look at me, they be like, I had, like, no hair. But it is what it is. But get your passport at least so that you can travel, you know, and have alternatives and finding ways to support yourself. Now, personally, I want to move. Like, if I could, I would get out of the country. I would go somewhere that is a little bit more not LGBT plus friendly, because I feel like every place is gonna have, like, something going on. Definitely other countries sometimes. I feel like we're a very modern country, actually. But there's other spaces where I could get the resources I need, and I feel like sometimes me being here, I get so lost in the fear and the lack of control that I'm like, I'm stuck. But I'm like, no, I'm not. Of course, you know, I just gotta figure out what to do, how to get to that step to where I'm, like, able to just get the fuck out. I'm just like, to me, like, this push and pull, 1 minute we're good, 1 minute we're fucked, 1 minute we're good, 1 minute we're fucked. It, to me, doesn't feel stable, and it creates fear with it creates fear in my survival, which isn't good. Oh my God, it's raining. Oh, I'm going to be posting resources on my website. It's about to rain, so I'm going to get the fuck back inside. Wash my fucking face and shit. Greasy as shit. I'm going to be posting resources, so keep a lookout on my website at paristempid.com, so that y'all can be safe, so that y'all can get the resources that y'all need. Yo, it's really raining. Like, what the fuck? If you made it this far in the video, just comment down below resources. Peace.